Absolute Joker is the very epitome of what a villain should be. I've always felt that a good villain goes after a hero on a molecular level, and that's what Absolute Joker did and does. The idea behind the Joker's psychopathy in this universe is that if he wants you to feel like you're going crazy, he's gonna do everything in his power to make you feel like every little random act of coincidence in your life was actually planned by him. And that is why throughout this issue, Harley tries so hard to tell Batman her origin. She sees Bruce spiraling the same way that she did, and her goal is to try to stop Bruce before he hits the bottom, because what we learned in this issue is that Harley has been fighting Grimm a little bit longer than Batman has, about 13 years longer. And when I tell you that this issue is fucking chaotic, you're gonna want to see what happens at the end. Now let's go grab a drink. Alright folks, welcome to the bar. So, issue 22 of Absolute Batman is actually part 4 of the story that's been named The Straw Man, with issue 22 named The Crooked House. And issue 22 is Bruce pretty much pushing away the final ally that he has in the form of Harley. Because at this point in time in the story, everybody that's remotely close to Bruce has begun to notice that Bruce is beginning to slip, even his friends, which is saying a lot considering one of them got busted open like a Ferrero Rocher. And when Harley recognizes this, she tries to get through to Bruce by relating to his situation. And while Bruce fights the 5 Robins while the 5 Robins fight each other, Harley tries to explain her origin story to Bruce. Seeing Bruce get attacked by the Joker and the Scarecrow like that made Harley realize, oh my god, there is somebody out there that Jack Grimm is systemically trying to take down as much as me. So her goal in telling him this story is to pretty much assure Batman that he's not going crazy, because her life has been one gigantic panic attack that's been orchestrated by a monster that's transcended time. Like, this dude is so goofy, he successfully made Batman believe he's one of their creations. And Harley's main lesson for this entire issue is that it's only real if you believe that it's real, because she's been enduring this shit for the past 13 years. Enough yapping, let's go over the issue. Okay. So, structurally, the issue builds off of 2 separate timelines running side by side with each other. You got the present day with Harley and Batman running through Gotham streets trying to evade the Robins, all while Harley is trying to tell Batman her origin story, which is a cautionary tale to Batman of epic proportions. Because when we're first introduced to Harley and her mom, at first, we're led to believe they're your typical run-of-the-mill family. Until Harley's like, man, that closet over there is really weird, which eventually makes Batman in the present day be like, I do not want to hear any of this. I want you to go away. But Harley is insisting on he hear her out, because everything that's happening to him right now happened to her 13 years ago, and she doesn't want him to fall into the same hole that she did. She wants him to start with a leg up, similar to what Batman wanted for Dick Grayson. Harley doesn't want to relive what's going on. She doesn't want to tell him about watching her mother become manic when they moved from France to Gotham. She doesn't want to tell him that her father wasn't just some guy that she tracked down with a DNA test, because it wasn't just some guy. See, because that's when Harley reveals that the reason why they moved to Gotham from France was because Sharon got spooked by what JK Pharmaceuticals was doing. So she fled France and the dude that knocked her up when Harley was just a baby. And when they reached Gotham City, they moved into their crooked little house and Sharon began her one-woman war against Jack Grimm. Only for Sharon to find out that if you take a shot at the king, you best not miss. Because what Sharon finds out the hard way is that this is the absolute universe. So her plan was actually orchestrated by Jack Grimm, and Harley's world gets flipped upside down the day that the closet door that she was scared of as a child whips open, and instead of being stricken with fear, she's stricken with curiosity. And when she goes inside, she doesn't find a monster, she finds a fucking elevator. And guess where the elevator leads right to? Arc M, meaning Harley was right the entire time. There are monsters in her closet. And when Harley takes the elevator down, she meets some of those monsters, like Absolute Tweedledee and Tweedledum. But the one that really stuck out to me was Absolute Calendar Man, because it looks like this man ate himself out of the holidays. But what really makes Harley dipset to the end zone is when she turns around and discovers her mother standing there covered in blood. Because when Mama Quinzel taps her daughter on the shoulder, she's like, "What's up, sweetheart?" Only for Harley to be like, "Mom, what the fuck is going on?" And that's when we see Harley's why. Sharon has gotten Harley Quinn by the Joker. because Sharon is no longer in Gotham City to bring down Jack Grimm. She's now in Gotham City to work with Jack Grimm as Dr. Arkham, which sends Harley sprinting for the elevator. And when she reaches the top, she hears a familiar voice, her dad. He finally answered her letters and came to Gotham. So she sprints through the doorway in hopes that her father will save her mother from Jack Grimm, only to find out that her father is Jack Grimm. That's right, the father of Absolute Harley Quinn in this universe is Jack Grimm. Father to the Robins as well, who, mind you, throughout this issue are one uncoordinated bunch. They cannot handle Batman, and honestly, I think they're at this point closer to killing each other than they are to catching him. And if you are wondering why Harley, who's usually a closed-off person, is starting to open up more to Batman, it's because she's starting to believe in Batman's causes a little bit more, because she's realized that he's the only person putting pressure on Jack Grimm. Because the big lesson that she's trying to teach Bruce is that they will use the Batman like a scarecrow, or simply enough, my boy is getting played. The Joker publicized Gordon's death so that people would doubt Batman, but when the Scarecrow killed Joe Chill, he buried that fact. That's because the Joker controls all of the narratives. And every step that Batman is continuing to take is inside of that controlled narrative, and Harley needs to get him to step outside of it. The problem is he has no intention of doing that, which results in Harley becoming the latest person to get pushed away by Batman. Because at the very end, we find out why Harley was trying to tell him this origin story. One that not even the closest people to her in the Red Hood gang even know. Scarecrow has made Bruce doubt that his father is even dead, because the entire time they were running, they were headed to a cemetery where Thomas is buried. So the reason why Harley was telling Bruce her origin story is because her father is the master of manipulation in this universe, and she needed Bruce not to play into his hands. Which once again, right, we do have to acknowledge that this is the Joker and the Scarecrow controlling the narrative and manipulating Batman. Because we, as the readers, know that Thomas Wayne is in the afterlife, thanks to the moment with Absolute Wonder Woman in issue 16. So this is definitely one of those occasions where the Joker is even trying to fool you, the reader, too. He's making you deny the evidence of your own eyes. You know that Thomas Wayne is in the afterlife. You saw him. You, the person that read issue 16. And that's what Harley is trying to say when she tells him that all of the shit that they're telling you, it may be real. But even if it's true, it's not true. This entire universe is a universe of lies. So when we see this new dude locked up, chained up, wherever he is, we know this isn't Thomas Wayne. This is Absolute Clayface, because Nick Dragata and Scott Snyder went to HeroCon 2 months ago and revealed that he was coming in the next 2 issues. Which makes the real mystery of Absolute Batman, who's gonna knock some sense into Bruce and tell him that he needs his friend's help. I really enjoyed this issue because a lot of it was Harley trying to tell him, like, look, all of this shit is only real if you believe that it is real. This guy is going to do everything he can technologically, physically, magically, and mentally to break you, consume you, and become stronger. You just have to not give into that shit. I love that quirk, and it's honestly made Harley a more compelling character in one issue because of it. So let me know your favorite moment from issue 22, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more long-form videos. Also, the comic book community awards are coming up. Be sure to nominate your boy. I'm going for my first award. Let's do it. And until next time, folks, always drink responsibly. Cheers.